Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting one of the most important topics in Terraform variables. So in this session, we'll learn what variables are, why we use them, and how they make our Terraform configuration simple, reusable, and powerful. So first, we'll see what are variables in Terraform. So variable is just simply a placeholder for a value. So instead of hard coding something like instance type to T2 micro directly in our code, we can define variable and refer it to using var.instance type in this way. So this makes our code flexible and reusable. So let's see the variable block structure, how actually it is. So here you can see we can write it using the variable keyword. Here we start with the variable keyword and followed by the variable name. And then inside the curly braces, you define the details like description, type, default value, and the sensitivity. So here, for example, this variable define a default value, data types, and description. So other people reading your Terraform code understand what it is for. And in the next slide, we see why we use variables. So imagine you are deploying multiple EC2 instances, and without variables, you have to hardcode the AMI and the instance type again and again. So this approach makes your code rigid. So, but if you use variables like that, you only define the AMI and the instance type once, and Terraform automatically substitute whenever they needed. So using variable, so you can quickly switch from T2 micro to T3 medium by updating the one line of the code. So this is what Terraform configuration are reusable and environment friendly. Now in the next slide we see basic variable types. So Terraform supports three primitive variable types like string, number, and boolean. So string is used for text like for the region name or the AMI ID. And next we see number. So number is used for numeric values like instance count or disk size. After that, boolean. So boolean is used for true or false flag. For example, enabling or disabling monitoring. Next, and remember, if you define both uh, type and the default, the value of the default must match the uh, type you declared. If you see this example, here you can see type and the default. So if you define both type and the default, so the value of default must match the type you declared. If you declare a string, so the type could be string, and if not, Terraform will throw an error. Now we'll see some more things about variables. So one thing is what is validation rules. So Terraform also allow you to add validation rules inside variable blocks. So this helps you to enforce certain patterns or conditions like ensure your AMI or ID always start with the AMI dash. So if someone here you can see if someone enter the invalid value, so Terraform will stop the deployment and print custom error message. So this is useful when you are working in teams or automating infrastructure. Next, what is list variable? So a list is just simply an ordered collection of values. For example, you can store multiple EC2 instance names in a list like this. Like here you can see app1, app2, and app3. So list always start from the index 0. So app1 is var dot web server, this variable name, and the index 0. App2 is var dot web server and inside the close bracket 1. So lists are perfect when you are creating multiple similar resources like multiple EC2 servers or subnets. In the next slide, we'll see map. So a map is a set of key value pairs. It is great when you need to store environment-based values. For example, production M5 large, staging T3 medium, and development T2 micro. Now, if you want to use the production instance type, suppose this one you want to use, so you can just call var dot instance type underscore map and give the production this key value. So map are one of the most powerful and commonly used variable in Terraform. Now let's move to sets. A set is similar to list, but the main difference is sets do not allow duplicates and the order does not matter. Sets are often used for defining unique elements like security, groups, pods, etc. So this help ensure you don't accidentally repeat the same value twice. So perfect for defining unique configuration like allowed pods or ability zones. Next, we'll see objects. What is objects variable? So objects are like JSON or directory structure, and they will allow to group multiple attributes together. Here you can access any field like var dot ec2 underscore config dot name. So in the name, suppose we have given web server, and the instance we give T3 micro, and monitoring in the boolean we give true. So the name is web server, instance type is T2, T3 micro, and the monitoring is true. Here you can see. Now when so objects are powerful when you want to pass set of related values. For example, when you are working with Terraform modules. Now the next we'll see tuple in Terraform. So tuples are similar to list, but they cannot contain different data types. For example, here sorry, but they can contain different data types. Here, first value is string, second value is number, and the third is boolean. So tuples are useful when you want to enforce order and data types together, like defining server details or resource attributes. Next, we'll see output variables. So output allow you to print or export values after Terraform runs. Once Terraform finishes applying the configuration, it automatically displays this value to the console. Perfect it's for IP address, IDs, or connection URL. So now let's summarize what we have learned. So Terraform variables make your infrastructure reusable and maintainable. And you can define many types like strings, number, boolean, list, map, sets, objects, and tuples, each one serving different purpose. And output variable help you to print important values after deployment. So in the next video, we'll take all these concepts and move into hands-on Terraform coding to see each variable types in action and how they work. So if you found this video helpful, give it thumbs up and subscribe for more DevOps tutorial. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.